Elijah Arroyo has the potential to be the day 2 name who becomes a star at tight end. Stay tuned to find out why we think that. If there's one tight end to know on day 2, it is Elijah Arroyo. Ryan, this guy has juice for days. He is smooth as all heck. What makes Elijah Arroyo from Miami so gifted?
I mean, he was a little bit underrated for this Miami team that had a lot of firepower. Damian Martinez, Xavier Restrepo, Sam Brown. Arroyo went under the radar, but the thing that really captures your attention about him, Joe, is the after-catch ability, right? Like you would see him just off of slides, screens, getting the ball quickly in space. This is like that modern West Coast tight end that you're just going to try to get the ball, mesh, crosses, get the ball in his hands and let him do work. I think the after-catch and the explosiveness is what really kind of separates this kid and his ability to feel space.
Yeah, he's just a fantastic athlete, and he's a guy who's flexible and really easily mobile when he's given a little bit of room to operate to then create for himself further. If you missed him at the Senior Bowl, it is loaded with one-on-one reps where he is just dominating against defensive backs because he is so efficient in the way that he gets in and out of his breaks. Now, if we're talking weak points, though, he's not a great blocker. I feel like that's always the expectation when we're talking about these really athletic tight ends that are move piece guys that are space killers. They're just not going to be asked to do a whole lot of blocking in college.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't, obviously. He was detached from the line of scrimmage a lot. He was flexed out as a wide receiver. I do think he has efforts on the perimeter and like the screen game and doing that type of stuff. Like he can do that matched up against like safeties and corners. But when he's in line and has to work against a defensive end or has to work up to the second level of a linebacker or even try to help to down block on a defensive tackle, like whatever it is, it's just not going to be his strong suit. It's not a size component necessarily. I just think he's a little bit thinner framed in his lower half. I don't think he has a ton of power. I just don't think that's his role on the next level. If you're drafting Elijah Arroyo, you're drafting him for the pass catching upside. You're not asking him to be an inline dominant blocker.
Let's hit on his background. He was once a 4-star recruit in the 2021 recruiting class. He was the 6th ranked tight end per the 247 Sports composite ranking and was the 33rd ranked recruit in the state of Texas, coming from Independence High School in Frisco. A player who took a little bit of time to get going, but this past year with Cam Ward dishing him the rock, he took that massive step forward that I think some people were hoping.
Yeah, and he was a guy that had a lot of offers, like you're talking about, out of the city of Frisco. I mean, Alabama was among them, right? So this was a kid that was in the state of Texas, but there were offers from pretty much all over, and he decides to go to Miami. And he was actually kind of looked at as a guy that was underperforming earlier in his career because he was behind a couple solid tight ends, but he wasn't producing at a high level in the previous offense with Tyler Van Dyke and those types of guys. But getting Cam Ward this past year, getting to be able to take that offense to the next level, you really saw him really start to break out and show that once promising high school promise and develop into one of the more dynamic tight ends in college football in 2024.
The comp that we've got for Elijah Arroyo is a guy who had a career year this past year. Jonnu Smith of the Miami Dolphins was originally the 36th pick in the 3rd round by the Tennessee Titans in the 2017 NFL Draft. And his combine testing numbers, when he came out of FIU, he ran a 4.62, had a 38-inch vertical, a 10.7 broad, a 4.18 short shuttle, and 22 reps on the bench. Explosive is all heck in all areas. And I think the same thing very easily applies to Elijah Arroyo, who we don't have testing numbers from the combine for, but you can just see on tape that he would have tested in similar ranges.
Just go watch the game film. You can watch the Senior Bowl that you kind of alluded to earlier when he's just easily getting in and out of breaks, showing the explosiveness as a route runner. I mean, and just watch him after the catch on his college tape. Like you can see the juice that he has. You can see the explosiveness. He has all those things in his arsenal, similar to what Jonnu Smith has had. Now, I know Jonnu has been a little bit of a, I don't want to call him a journeyman, but he has been kind of a part of tight end rooms earlier in his career. But we saw this past year in a West Coast modern system in the Miami Dolphins with Mike McDaniel, he really took a massive step forward, almost had 900 yards this past year for a career year. I think Elijah Arroyo can have a similar ascension. He's a guy that is a little bit scheme dependent, but if he lands in the right situation, in the right scheme, I think he has a chance to be one of the hidden gems in the 2025 NFL draft class.
Folks, hit that like button and subscribe and comment below. What do you think of Elijah Arroyo, the tight end from Miami? Let us know in the comments. We'll talk to you folks later.